All right, there it is. Store-bought tartar sauce, or as they say in Europe, sauce tartar. Anyway, I crossed off the name because I can't afford a lawyer and I didn't want to get sued. But anyway, it rhymes with Smellmans. Anyway, I can't believe people buy store-bought tartar sauce because it's basically just mayonnaise with some tiny little particles of what I think used to be possibly pickles. But anyway, we're going to make our own, and we're not even going to call it tartar sauce. We're going to call it Remoulade Sauce, which is fancier. So there's a cup of mayonnaise. Now, I used homemade. You use store-bought. I won't be mad. Some beautiful fresh dill. That's about a half a bunch. Some Dijon mustard. 2 tablespoons of capers. You notice there was a little brine in there. I'm going to drain those. That's a very small garlic clove or a half a garlic clove. 1 lemon. Some cayenne pepper. And instead of pickles, I'm using cornichon, which are little baby French pickles. You can use pickles if you want. But cornichon, they're in the same section. You can find them. Now, you could just dump that whole half a cup of cornichons on the cutting board and chop it up. But I'm going to take an extra 5 minutes, and I'm actually going to slice them so they're all the same size. How many people will notice? Probably nobody. But I'll notice. And I'm kind of a stickler for, that's what makes something look really professional when everything's the same size. So I'm going to chop those up, and you can do 3 or 4 at a time. Or what the heck, if you want to, just dump them all down there and chop them up. Now that 2 tablespoons of capers, I drained them from the brine because that brine is really salty. And I'm going to chop these, but I'm only going to chop half. So watch what I do here. I'm going to chop about halfway in, and I stop. I go back and chop, and I stop. All right. So I'm just chopping about half the pile because I want some to be whole, and I want the other half to be chopped up. And those are really salty and briny and delicious. And actually, I didn't even have to add salt to this because the mayonnaise is seasoned, and these capers give it a nice salty flavor. So in go my 2 tablespoons of halfway chopped capers. And you see there I already added my cornichon, or a half a cup of chopped pickles. I don't care. You can find cornichon, though. You got to try. Take your dill and give it a nice chop. Now, you want to go pretty fine on this. And again, you've heard me say, when I chop herb, I like to get a nice tight package, nice tight pile. They're easier to chop. So throw those in the bowl. And again, I use 1 small clove of garlic. I don't want the garlic flavor too overpowering here. So 1 small clove is fine for me. The juice of 1 lemon. All right, there's 1/2. There's the other. I use that little strainer. I hate picking out seeds. And then we're going to go with a nice rounded teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Don't use the yellow stuff. All right, and finally, you've got to spice it up a little bit. I'm going to give it a good shake of cayenne pepper. If you want to give it a couple shakes of Tabasco, something like that, same difference. Now I'm going to switch to a spatula. In fact, I have a fan in Italy who loves how I use a spatula, so I shout out to her. All right, so I'm going to take a spatula and I'm going to mix this up, and that's pretty much it. So I would say the main difference between what we just made and the store-bought is, well, first of all, this one tastes good. But second of all, the store-bought is basically mayonnaise with stuff in it, and this one is stuff with mayonnaise in it. So does that make any sense at all? See, this has some body to it. It's all those delicious cornichons and capers and herbs, and the one in the store is just mostly just mayonnaise and with a few little flecks in it. So make this at home. That was not hard. That took me 5-10 minutes. I was done. Delicious on any fish, of course. Anyway, I hope you try that. Enjoy.